Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, and welcome back to Becoming Her. Guys, your girl has been going through it. Can I say that? I didn't want to record this week, honestly, because I'm going through it that much, but I wanted to turn it around, and I'm like, you know what? This could be relatable. This could be something people could connect with. Honestly, sometimes talking through things helps me feel better about everything going on. Basically, to let you into my little world and kind of what's been going on, I haven't really just been feeling like myself, if I'm being 100% honest. I've been overspending. I've been eating unhealthy, not sleeping enough, saying yes to too many plans. The list goes on, honestly, and just not really aligned with my goals. And although there is a time and a place to let go and relax and not always be constantly in a routine and working towards your goals 100%, I think I let go a little bit too much in the month of September. I really did some damage on all of the areas of my goals. And so I wanted to make this episode today and actually a new series, and it's going to be called the Lock-In series. My plan right now is for it to be for the month of October, inshallah, because we do not have to wait for January to reset. We don't need to end the year off messily just because we maybe messed up 1 month or a few weeks, or messed up isn't really the right word, just kind of fell off track a little bit. So I wanted to introduce this Lock-In series. For the next 4 weeks, we are going to lock in on our goals together. So think of this like a little mini reset, a recommitment, a way to finish strong before the year ends. I'm doing this, and so instead of just skipping and not posting a podcast and disappearing from the face of the earth, I'm like, maybe I can turn this into like a little series on my podcast and we can do this all together. So that is the plan. The next 4 weeks, lock in. I kind of want to explain how I started this, and then maybe you can start the similar process in order to get to a same mindset. I think you know when your mental health is going down, or at least I do, and I notice I'm keeping myself super busy outside of the house. I haven't had any time alone or just to rest, be at home, do the things I like. I'm very introverted. I love to be home. I think I just overbooked myself for the month of September. I was out a lot. I was busy. Of course, it was great. Like, I love seeing the people in my life that I love. So it's not necessarily like I regret any of that, but you need to sometimes schedule time alone. And I didn't do that at all. So I'm just feeling a little tired, a little drained. I quite frankly deleted all my social media yesterday, and I was like, I need space from the world. I need space from everything right now. I just need to be locked in on me, and that's it. So I sat with my journal and I wrote down 2 questions. Who do I want to be, and how do I want to end the year? I brainstormed and wrote it all out, and it really helped me feel the sense of clarity. I recommend you guys to do the same. It doesn't have to be the exact same questions, but who do I want to be is a really great one because it's kind of general and you can really go off in your journal or in your notes app. For me, this is what I brainstormed, and this is kind of what I'm going into this lock-in series with the mindset of. So who I want to be. She is consistent with strength training and following a gym routine. She eats 90-10 whole foods. That just means like 90% of the time you're eating like whole foods or healthier foods, and 10% of the time you're eating like fun foods. I just find that my body really needs a reset. I've been filling it with junk food like crazy, to be honest. And once you hit my age, I'm not that old, but once you hit my age, I'm like mid to late 20s. I feel like everything you eat affects you way more than it did when I was like a teenager. I want to have a heavy focus inwards and on alone time, identifying those gaps that I have in my mental, getting to know myself on a better level, getting to know who I really am, spending time with myself, romanticizing little everyday moments, which I always love to do, but I feel like I've almost forgotten to do this, and I've been not enjoying the little moments as much as I used to, and not enjoying making my coffee or doing all these little fun habits. I really want to get back into romanticizing my life a lot more. She builds a strong relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I want us to be locked in. You know, my fingers are crossed right now, like, you know, when we're locked in. I want me and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be like that. I want to feel such a deep connection to Him that is all I need. And right now, I do not feel that way. I feel like I've been so distracted. That's like the main overarching theme of this, and everything else is kind of just tied in. This is so random compared to what I just said, but she dresses chic and modest. You can write down physical things on this. It's fun. Reads alone at cafes. I just think that's so cute, and I want to just read alone at cafes more. I've done it a couple times over the last few weeks. It just fulfills me. I love just sitting alone, grabbing a drink, and and reading. It's just so peaceful. Always keeping her space clean. I need a clean space and need a clean home in order for my mental health to feel good. And so if I'm scrolling on TikTok less, I'll have more time to clean up a little bit. Always keeps her space clean. She saves her money, has slow mornings and evenings, and is present. Now, that's the version of me that I want to lean into. I know it's not going to happen overnight, but locking in and being intentional for the next 31 days is a very strong start to wrapping up this year of 2025, strongly aligned with my goals of who I want to be. Write down who becoming her is to you, who you want to be. What does she look like? Talk about it in third person. It could be somebody else that's going to be doing all these goals. Just write down who she is, and we are going to lock in and lean into that in the next 31 days. Now, obviously, we're going to use all the other things I've talked about, like in my monthly reset video. If you have not listened to that one is very beneficial because it is now October, and so we can lean into all of those habits. So creating a mood board for the month of October. This one's really important for our lock-in series because you want to know what are the vibes for me locking in. You want to write down your goals, and you want to somehow in some way track your habits for the month and start fresh. So locking in both personally and Islamically, I know I'm not the only one who's ever felt like out of balance, out of routine, like we're kind of just coasting with life, especially lately. And sometimes I think we convince ourselves that we'll fix it later, next month, next year, after this busy season. But realistically, the longer we wait, the more disconnected we feel. And that's why I want to lock in now. And I want this lock-in series to start now. Islam teaches us so much about the awareness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in everything that we do. And when you think about it, locking in is really just another way of saying, I'm choosing to be mindful, to be intentional, to live in a way that reflects the values I claim to hold. In Surah Ar-Ra'd, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, indeed, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change what is in themselves. And that ayah hits me every time because it's not about waiting for life to magically shift. It's about taking the steps, even the small ones, to realign with who you want to be and trusting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to put barakah in that effort. So we got to meet him halfway. We got to put our goals down. We need to invest in ourselves, invest our time into what matters to us. And inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will meet us there, help change whatever it is that we want to grow and work on. These habits that we're building aren't just self-care trends, but they affect our spirituality, our focus in salah, our relationships, our energy, our ability to show up fully. When I personally sleep in late and I overeat junk food, or I'm scrolling endlessly on TikTok, which was totally me for the whole month of September, I feel it in my iman. And when I simplify my life, I take care of my body, I spend time alone in reflection, I feel closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than when I'm constantly distracting myself and busy with things online or running around. So this lock-in isn't just about productivity or discipline necessarily, but it's about overall reconnecting with ourselves and with the Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So for this 4-week challenge, I'm inviting you to start October 1st, and we lock in for 31 days. If you're listening to this a little bit later into October, start the day that you're listening to this episode. Each week, I'm planning to come on here, inshallah, and share my own personal check-in, what has been working for me, what I'm struggling with, and maybe some reflections that I have throughout the week for you to think about within your own journey. Keep in mind, your lock-in list might look very different than mine, and that's okay. The point isn't for us to copy and paste each other or to copy my version, but to just ask yourself, who do I want to be by the end of October? And then commit to the small and consistent steps that will align with that vision. I'll say this again because it's always important. This isn't about being perfect. It's about us showing up for ourselves and for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in small intentional ways throughout the month. So that way by the end of the month, we felt like we made real progress. So if you've been feeling like I have, I guess it's like the post-summer blues maybe, but a little scattered, a little disconnected, not quite like yourself, this is your sign. This was meant to be heard by you. This is a time to reset, stop waiting for the right time, and just lock in now. We are about to lock-in series. I promise you, even if we don't hit every single goal, the act of showing up and being intentional for these next 31 days will really make a difference in our lives, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. We're about to glow up. I'm calling it the glow up series though. This is the lock in series. We're about to lock in. We are going to take our goals, make them work for us, and build our relationships with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I actually have quite a long dua for this episode because I wanted to be very specific. So Ya Allah, help us lock in on the habits and routines that please you and bring us closer to you. Grant us discipline in our health, barakah in our time, and contentment in choosing simplicity over distraction. Make us people who value our alone time with you, who care for our bodies as a trust, who spend wisely, and who use every day of this month to grow in iman and purpose. Allow us to end October stronger in our faith, clearer in our goals, and more aligned with the person you want us to be. I mean, so I know this episode is a little bit shorter, but this is the start of the lock-in series. So I'm extremely excited to be doing this with you. I can't believe I almost just didn't post this week. This is so much better having a little lock-in community. And if you're joining in, please message me on Instagram and let me know that you're locking in too, and maybe what your goals are. If you're comfortable sharing them with me, I would love to hear everyone's goals for October. So until next week, Bismillah, let's lock in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.